They called the cops on me for camping at my own lake. What they didn't realize, I had the proof that they had been trespassing for years, and the tables turned instantly. It was a peaceful weekend at my lake, a place I had legally owned for years, when the unthinkable happened. Karen and the HOA sent police to my property, claiming I was violating community rules by camping overnight. The audacity! I calmly explained the situation to the officers, but I knew words alone weren't enough. I had been documenting everything: property deeds, historical maps, and even photos of HOA members sneaking onto my land over the years. It was time to turn the evidence into action. When the officers left, Karen and her board thought they had intimidated me. They had no idea that I was already preparing a counterstrike. I compiled a complete dossier proving multiple instances of the HOA trespassing, using legal timestamps and photographs. This was no longer a dispute about camping. It was about exposing hypocrisy and unlawful overreach. The next HOA meeting was a spectacle. Karen strutted in, smug, confident that she had called the authorities. I laid out every piece of evidence on the table: photos of HOA board members trespassing, campfires where they had no right to be, vehicles parked illegally, all meticulously documented. Faces that had been arrogant for years now paled. Karen tried to argue, claiming community enforcement rights, but the proof was irrefutable. Every attempted intimidation evaporated in the light of documented trespass. Neighbors watched in shock and awe as the notorious HOA tyrants realized that they were the ones exposed. By the end of the evening, the board had to admit defeat. All fines were retracted, the threats ceased, and I regained full control over my property. The lake became a symbol, a reminder that legality, patience, and careful documentation could defeat even the most audacious HOA power trips. The weekend that had started with harassment ended with triumph. Karen and her board were humiliated, their power stripped. My camping trip was no longer just leisure, it was a statement. When someone tries to control your land, the strongest defense is evidence, strategy, and the courage to reclaim your rights.